Released by the NYPD, Alice.
Dana, one person was killed last night during a concert for rapper T.I. 3 others were injured. Sources say one of the injured has now been charged. In the video you're about to see, frightened concertgoers duck as a man starts shooting. A door opens and out comes 3 men, one with a gun. You see him take aim and open fire. Police sources say the man in the video with the gun is Roland Collins, a.k.a. Troy Ave. He was also shot in the leg and remains hospitalized. He's charged with criminal possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, and menacing. 3 other people were shot. 33-year-old Ronald McFadder was killed. Police are releasing this video, asking the public to help identify the others seen in it. Cell phone video captures the hundreds of concertgoers running after the shots were fired inside Irving Plaza Wednesday night. Police say it all began with a fight in the green room where the VIPs were.
It went on for about 5 minutes, the fight, and then someone pulled a gun, and people were shot.
Investigators say some 950 fans were waiting for rapper T.I. to perform.
Just for the people, can you break down what exactly Taxstone is being charged with?
Called serious injury with a weapon. So he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 felonies. My brother was murdered, but there's also 3 other people shot. Troy Ave is one of them, but there's 2 other people. Maggie, no Maggie personally. Maggie was shot in her leg, and Christopher Vincent was shot. He actually came and testified, and he had to lose half of his intestine. He can't even eat right. He was downstairs. He had nothing to do with the conflict. So it was Malcolm was under federal investigation. His phone was tapped, unbeknownst to any of them. After it happened, Cass was supposed to immediately call the person who they went there with that left, like, yo, shit just popped off. Tax let off a shot. What else you talking about right now?
One other final thing that happened today, just at the very, very end, the DA is changing around the charges a little bit, what Taxstone is charged with. He's already charged with murder 2, murder in the 2nd degree. And now, on top of that, they're adding a lesser charge of manslaughter in the 1st degree. So that means manslaughter in the 1st degree means he intended not necessarily to kill a person, but to cause serious physical injury, but instead he caused death. That's the manslaughter one. So that's the charge they added on as a sort of lesser charge. Did Taxstone intend someone to die? Did he intend someone to be injured? Or was he just reckless? Is sort of the tiers of intent that if you believe he was responsible for someone being killed or injured, there are these tiers of intent, right? You know, Montgomery's idea is like, what he said, quote, what have you been presented with that shows he intended to harm anyone? So Montgomery's going hard in this idea of intent because he knows basically for his client to be convicted, you have to prove both that something happened and that a certain intent was behind it. So he's really trying to argue.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back, another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and first and foremost, once again, I want to send condolences to the entire family of Banga, his mother, his parents, his brothers, sisters, cousins, anybody that he may have that's close family or friends who are going through it, no matter what the outcome of this case and this trial was, with having to live with the fact that they lost somebody that they loved and cared about and their life was taken away, man. And that's one thing we got to work on in the community as Black people as a whole, of us taking each other's lives and resulting in violence over things that we really could possibly just work out. Most definitely condolences to all the family and everybody going through it in this situation. And I'm going to have the links in the description from AGTV where you can see that clip with him and Sean Sotero talking, and he been outside the courtroom keeping up to date with everything going on, and the original clip that when everything had broke out from CBS And I'm going to get into what Taxstone actually went on Twitter and said in just a second. But Sean Sotero, he's actually like he wrote a book. He covered the Troy Ave stuff, did the Dumbo book or something like that with 6ix9ine. And also, you know, he's just an author, reporter and everything like that and keeping everything up to date. But the main thing here that shifted everything, he did not get charged with murder. He got charged with manslaughter. And that's why he was explaining right there. They brought that in at the last minute. And that was based off the fact that intent. That's what he was stressing right there, because the intent is what can determine did he go there for the murder. Now, key things that happened in this case, you had Troy Ave go and give his statement and everything like that in the courtroom and tell them what happened from his standpoint. And then you also had one of Taxstone and Casanova's guy Malcolm. He came in and testified and told what happened and everything, how him and Taxstone interacted after. And actually his phone was being tapped himself, because he's actually serving prison time right now. And he had told everything that his phone was tapped. So when Casanova called him and told him what happened, the feds already had everything on because they was listening to him for other cases. But he actually came into the courtroom himself and told, hey, Taxstone said this, and this, and that. But the key word was the intent situation. Once Troy Ave told his side of the story, and this is just me on the outside looking in, that the courts and the judges, the prosecutors, not the judges, the prosecutors is like, well, hold on, man. They could possibly say that Taxstone didn't go there with the intent to kill. It was just an unfortunate situation. So Sean Sotero went to Twitter and said this: Taxstone verdict is in. Short version is he was found not guilty of murder and also not guilty of attempted murder, but was found guilty of the lesser charge of manslaughter. Also guilty of 3 assault charges and 2 weapons charges. Basically, the difference is, for murder, the intent needed to be to cause death. For manslaughter, the intent needed to be a cause serious physical injury. The state added the manslaughter charge at the last possible minute, just before deliberation began. It proved to be a choice that worked out in their favor. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to want to make sure they get the conviction without, because if you leave the murder up, it could have probably came out to be a reasonable doubt and everything like that. But once the decision came down, it hit all the media. Taxstone ended up going to Twitter and saying this. Responding to somebody who tweeted, they said, my heart broken. It's not fair. Taxstone, you have to appeal. He said, we Gucci. My Jesus piece, appreciate the love. And his sentencing will be coming up soon. So, as I say, man, this is something that could have been avoided. Taxstone, multi-million-dollar dude right now, if he would have been free and stayed out the way. Banga could still be living his life. Troy Ave wouldn't have had to go through what he went through and everything. This is what I say, bro. We as a whole, notice I'm saying we. Let's stop the stepping. Let's stop the drilling, the sliding. Everybody want to be tough and gangster, because don't nobody want to go to prison and get away from their family, and don't nobody want to die. And if you do want to die, think about your family, my nigga, the type of pain they going to be in. Most definitely, condolences and prayers up to Banga and everything like that, man. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all at 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.